Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Irene's Braids and I make hair content for those who want to learn how to braid like a pro. So for the look that we'll be doing is miracle knots on natural hair using feathered human crochet hair. This particular curl, I believe this was a Burmese spiral and 20-inch is what this was, and she colored this herself. So I am starting with her natural hair. I started off as a knotless braid. I braided it down some, and then I am going to braid in that feathered human crochet hair like so. And what I do, you guys, is I like to braid past the natural hair, and then I'll either continue to braid for length purposes, which she wants it to be waist length. So I did braid them really far down, and it's well past her natural hair, which means they will not unravel. You don't need to knot these, being that how long I did them. If you were doing like more so of a bob, things of that nature, you would need to knot the end. But for this particular style and this particular look, we don't need to knot the ends at all. So for her first 4 rows, I only did the curly hair at the tip of the braid. And then as I moved up towards the 5th row, which is where I start doing my U-shaped parting, I start to add the crochet feathered hair in towards the top and not at the root, because you don't want it to be overly too full. So as you continue with your next 3 rows, you'll keep adding the hair in just like so. As I get to like her middle part or where she wants her side part to be, that's when I'll start adding the curly hair towards the base as I continue to braid down. So as you can see here, when I started off this braid, I started off with 1 leg of hair and I braided that in first, and then I am going to pull out that second end of the tail of that same feather crochet hair. I'm going to break it up in half just to pull out some boho pieces and then continue to braid. And the reason why I did this is because we were almost a bundle short of crochet hair. We had it, but my client made an accident. I don't even want to tell y'all what she did, because if I tell y'all what she did, she's going to be like, why'd you tell him what I did? So I'm not even going to tell y'all what she did. Whatever it is, I'm going to just say this. It ended up being ruined, so we couldn't use it. So I had to stretch this hair. So literally we went from having 5 bundles of hair to only be able to work with 4 for this length and this size of braids. But nonetheless, she wanted it to be a natural look, and then definitely lightweight. She does like a lot of hair, like very full hair, but because her hair is fine, I told her, you know, too much hair would not be good. I don't want the crochet hair to overweigh her natural hair, and then she has breakage later on. So to be honest, you guys, it ended up coming out perfect as far as in the amount of hair that we use, even though we wanted to use more because it turned out to be a very lightweight style, but still being full at the same time. So as you can see here, you guys, I am leaving that curl like so. I've braided well past her natural hair, so I do not need to knot this. There's no reason to knot this. So the takedown will be very easy when it's time to take this out. All right, you guys, so I wanted to make a point here. So as you can see, I am doing U-shaped parting. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know I'm big, I'm very heavy on doing U-shaped parting, and also the brick layer parting, because it allows the braids to fall in between the braid below. So as you can see here, I am going to attach this braid, but as you can see the parting, this braid, when I'm done with this braid, will fall in between the braids below it. So if you want to have like a full look without it being overly full, and you want your braids to not look like they're spacey, you want to follow this type of braid pattern, and it'll give you exactly what you're looking for. But not only the braid pattern, you want to follow the sides of the parting that I'm doing, which these are to me small, medium. And then you also want to follow the size of the braid that I'm doing. Being that this is her natural hair, there is no extension hair added, but if I were to add some extension hair, it would be very, very tiny pieces, so that way it can stay natural as possible. And as you can see here, I added in about 3 crochet feather pieces, and I ended off with my 3rd one towards the tip. And you see how her natural hair is right here. I'm going to braid past all of that natural hair, and then once I braid enough past her natural hair, I'm going to just let the braid rest and end off like it is. you guys, so I want to make a key point here. So as you can see, as I'm starting off her middle part, well, I haven't started off, but just this braid here, I am only using two pieces at the base of her hair. So these are two separate feathered human hair crochet braids that I'm using at the base of her hair. And the reason why I'm doing it like that is because I want it to be full. She loves wearing a middle part and side part. So for those areas, I made sure that I was a little bit more heavier with the curly hair. That way it will fill in those spaces. That way it didn't look as spacey. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm pulling out some pieces off of that boho, the feathered human hair, to give that boho look. So I'm borrowing some pieces from that, but then also adding in new pieces to complete the braid because of the length that we're going for. So definitely, if you like that look, go for that look. And as you can see, you guys, even though we only use 4 bundles, this is pretty full. Now, I only went in with water and then the almond avocado daily moisturizing lotion, and I felt like it gave it a nice look. I love the big hair, but she is not a fan of big hair. She wanted me to wet it down and give it some moisturizer to give it more of a wet look. And so here we are. And so this is a mist bottle. It's only water in this bottle. And I went through and mist it very nicely throughout. And then once I got it mist down pretty good, I went ahead and I added the daily moisturizer to the palms of my hands. I'm not going to tell you guys how much to use. I can't say a dime size because that would not be the truth, being that this length is pretty long and we wanted the hair to have good moisturizer on it. We went in with a nice amount. Please note, you can wash your braids because after they don't act right, the curls, you want to go ahead and wash your braids and get that product out and then restyle as needed. So this is how it looks after we have applied only water and the Daily Design Essentials Moisturizer. And so pretty much, you guys, it turned out very nice. It still looks full and she absolutely loves her braids. So for her being a first-time customer, she was highly satisfied, as you can see. And if you are looking for a braider here in Swanee, Georgia, please do not look any further. I am always accepting new clients. You can find more about my salon by visiting www.irenesbraids.com, and you'll be able to book your appointment from there. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop some thumbs ups in the comment section and definitely subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.